Hello everyone, welcome to Powerline. I'm your host Sky Knight, and today I have a deck profile for you. This one is going to be Spike Brothers, but a different type of Spike Brothers, a forgotten Spike Brothers. We're going Dudleys, guys. That's right. They finally have made it into an archetype. Why? I don't know. They were just random cards thrown here or there. Uh, they're supposed to be the elites of the Spike Brothers clan, where in order to earn the title Dudley, you have to like do something. You have to be very remarkable. I'm not 100% sure. I should know because it's my favorite clan. But you guys know Dudleys. They gave the G unit a Dudley, and you're like trying to figure out like how you're gonna build a Dudley deck with Geronimo, and then in December we got the Dragon Caper, where we got the archetype. So without further ado, this is what I come up with. So starter, Little Road. Wow. This card is great, especially when it's not behind the Vanguard. A lot of you probably saying you should still be using Mecha Trainer, and I say give that man a rest. He has been going strong since the original set too. Give him a rest. Little Road is actually great because it works off your soul, and it can literally jump from position on board to position on board to boost or attack where needed. I would almost dare to run two in a deck just because of how good it is. It it's just you don't put it behind the Vanguard. It's either on either the left side or the right side. The Little Road is pretty good. When your Vanguard with Dudley and its name attacks, you pay the cost, which is Soul Blast 1. If you do, bind it face up, call to an open rear guard. And if the number of rear guards with Dudley and its name is 2 or more, it gets plus 3k, which makes it a 8k attacker booster. So, card is great. Card is absolutely great. Grade 3s. So this is where I've been having some problems with. I don't want to say problems, but struggling to find the best ones. But I guess two of the same ones are great. I'm running 4 Jessicas. Now I know I had an original deck profile with Jessica called the Bad Girls Club, where it was just a bunch of women in the deck. And I thought it was funny because I want to use her and I want to use Geronimo. But we got a new stride, and things are much better now. So she's nearly out the focus. She's my alternate Vanguard. Turbo Polar is the main boss card, but either or is great. So Jessica is great. A G-Break 2. G-Break 2, all units in the front row with Dudley in its name gets 2k. So that's offensive and defensive for her. So she becomes a 13k base. So like if I'm fighting, I don't know, Gear Chronicle, which likes to punch me in the face with Mellum, I'd ride into her, get my G-Break 2 on, so now Mellum actually can't hit unless it's boosted. Which is really good, to be honest. It stops a lot of plays. It stops Aquaforce from punching me in the face, and stops people from trying to like get those 11k pokes in. So, I say, go get her. Next is Turbo Polar, which I'm also running 4 of. 2 abilities. Generation Break 1, when a unit with Dudley and its card name is placed on the rear guard during battle, this unit gets plus 5k, which is, I guess, is okay, but you're primarily going to be striding in this deck. And when you stride, you choose up to one of your Vanguards, and it gets, when your rear guard with Dudley and its card name attacks, you may pay the cost, which is a Soul Blast 1. That unit gets 5,000 until the end of turn, and then you end up putting it in your soul. So there's some combos that you can do with this. There are some really good combos, and I'll show you guys later with Turbo R. You can make 2 choices if you feel like it. Grade 2s, I'm running Monty because sometimes just being on a 10k base will save you from being punched really hard. I'm running this dude, Mason. He's the best. On hit pressure, if he hits, can blast 1, throw a card from your hand into soul. Superior color unit. And it could be anything. It could literally be anything. You could fix the field. You can set up for your next turn. I like the idea of setting up for my next turn a lot. So if I could run him at 20, I'd run him at 20. And then last is Dudley Ingram. Whenever a Dudley card is superior called during battle, he gets plus 3k. There were several cards. I was going to use some other Dudley cards to play in, or even choose Wing Killer Misery. But when I thought of certain turns, he became a powerhouse. So like on a Picard turn, if he's already on the field, he's getting X amount of cards, or he's getting X amount of power for a certain amount of cards I'm throwing into the field. So I think he could be really good. He just needs more testing. But this is my grade 2 lineup. I know it seems fairly weak, but there isn't really many good Dudley cards to begin with, and that the way that the deck runs is the cards are going to be on the field before you even try to get them into throw them into battle. And I guess I could use Dudley Dan, but that's a counterblast 2, and I'm not getting much out of it. Counterblast 2, throw one in the soul, go get one for 4k booster. That does not seem worth it. Grade 1s, Dudley Jetta. This is their new Stride Enabler. It's not as good as some of the other ones because it's very specific to Dudley, but this is pretty. I guess it's pretty good. If you're gonna Stride Dudley card, you can retire him so you don't have to pay the cost of Stride. So either you ditch your grade 3 to Stride anything, or you retire him to Stride a Dudley card. That seems pretty okay. For Daisies, she's there for the name. Gloria, to put cards back into the deck and to draw a card. And for Kiss Marks, because I feel like I'm gonna be I feel like I'm gonna have to unflip a lot. Trigger lineup, pretty much the same. I do enjoy this. I enjoy this a lot. This is probably the best lineup that I would do. I would even be as bold as to make it 10 crit, 2 draw. So still a work in progress. But I like this the way it is now. But I may go 10 crit because Dudleys stay on the field. Well, these Dudleys go back in, but they don't have charging. But the stand trigger is so good that I may just keep it around. For the G-Zone changed quite a bit, actually. Just find the rest of my G-Zone. Her. Alright. G-Zone. No, this is not part of my G-Zone. So, differs from my original build, from my charging build. I'm running 2 maximums, 2 legendary trigger rolls, and 1 dismal. Because the cards are going to be on my field for the most part, depending on what I'm attacking with or not, I can run 2. 1 Bruce, 2 Picaro, 4 Geronimos, and 4 Sadistic King. These are probably the 2 cards that you guys won't really remember or know of. So Geronimo, just as a recap, counterblast 1, flip over a Geronimo in your G-Zone. And if I have a card with Dudley in its name, it gets, whenever one of my rear guards attacks, that unit gets plus 5,000 until the end of that battle. And then at the end of the battle, you put the unit on the bottom of the deck. Then if the number of face-up cards in my G-Zone is 2 or more, my units can attack from the back row. So this card's great. I'll tell you the super combo with that one. And the Sadistic King is counterblast 1. Choose 2 cards from my hand, put them in my soul. Choose a face down Caligula. For my G zone, turn it face up. When it attacks a Vanguard, if I have a heart with Dudley in its card in its name, pay the cost. If I do, reveal the top 11 cards from my deck. I choose 3 cards with Dudley in its name from among them, and call them to 3 separate open rear guards, and they all get plus 2k until the end of turn. So it's a +1, but it has to be only Dudleys. So it's good. It really is good for a counterblast 1. It's actually really good. And you could use Daisy to get an extra 5k for battle. Choose Ingram. Ingram's getting power, and use Mason to apply the on-head pressure. Now, what makes this deck really interesting to play is Turbo Polar. So when you're striding Geronimo on top, when it attacks, you Soul Blast for Turbo Polar, and so now the attacking unit is getting plus 10k. And at the end of battle, now you choose, do you want them in the soul or do you want them back on the bottom of the deck? It's your choice, really. Really your choice. So that's why, I feel that's why this is really good. And with Turbo Polar, it gives power, which is what this build needs. But with Geronimo, if you have 5 separate souls that you want, depending on what you're attacking with, it could be what, 19 or 17 per attack. So your opponent's gonna be guarding a lot, at least one card, at least a 10k shield. So that's it, guys. That is the build. It really isn't that exciting, to be honest. I guess you just have to see it more in play. I think it's more for like the nostalgia factor. But hey, let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you guys want to see it in a match, we'll shoot for 2 likes. I'm not really too thrilled about playing it, but if there is some commotion for it to be played and put on camera, I'll do it. Have a good guys. Have a great day.